Some of these glass jars and bottles have been piling up in people's basements for years. Now they're disappearing in seconds.
So I've been refusing to throw it out, and I realized we didn't recycle it. So I've been collecting it for like 2 years, convincing myself I would do a craft or a project with it, because I just did not have the heart to know that it was just going in the trash. So when I saw their thing on Facebook, I was really jazzed.
It's all thanks to some friends with a dream and an industrial glass crusher. Why are they doing this? Because what we do with glass in Newfoundland and Labrador today is glass backwards. The idea for NewfoundSAND was uncorked in this shed in Clark's Beach.
And it was just like, hey, well, why don't we turn it back into sand and we'll call it NewfoundSAND? And here we are. I don't know if you like zesty mustard pickles as much as I love zesty mustard pickles, but I've always wondered, hey, when I'm done with it, what do I do with it? Aside from people that put it under their sink, you have to put it in the trash because there's no way to actually recycle that in Newfoundland. And what we are saying, as a group of volunteers, starting at a very grassroots level, we think that there's a better way, so we can turn that into sand.
A little digging led them to the Expleco GLS 2.0.
This is it, hey?
This is it. This is the machine that turns glass back into sand.
Let's get crushing.
The technology is pretty simple. Glass goes in. Finally, crushed glass that is basically sand comes out.
It's been really cool. We had the kids around there last week, and they're putting the glasses in. It's kid-friendly, and as long as you don't put your hand down too far.
It's usually used in wineries and for other places that do a ton of glass, but they can't transport it out because of logistics. So what they do is they turn it back into sand and they'll use it locally. Golf courses are really big with it. So we have this piece of equipment that we intend on launching mobile collection events. The whole intention is to show everybody that glass is sand and this is the resource that we are throwing away.
So why are we throwing glass away? Well, let's back up to the zesty mustard pickles. When we're talking waste disposal, we're talking about two big kinds of glass. The first is the kind you find at the grocery store. Your condiments, your pasta sauces, oils and vinegars, and yeah, pickle jars. In Newfoundland and Labrador, these do indeed go in the trash. The City of St. John's has a whole page on its recycling website explaining why it doesn't take glass. In a nutshell, because it's too expensive, there are limited markets for recycled glass, and broken glass is dangerous for workers and contaminates other recycling streams. Because markets don't want it, food manufacturers are using it a lot less. Glass is now less than 2% of the trash going into the City of St. John's landfill. And unlike plastic or organic waste, glass doesn't break down. It just takes up space forever.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with putting glass into the landfill the way we do now in Newfoundland and Labrador?
Well, better way to kind of ask that question is, if we're to rethink waste, why would you waste a resource?
Then there's the other kind of glass and another kind of wasted resource. Beer, wine, and liquor bottles are called deposit glass because there's a small deposit built into the price to pay for the recycling. But because there is no glass recycling facility in Newfoundland and Labrador, we have to ship it to a facility in New Brunswick. Sending all those empties all the way from George Street means burning a lot of carbon and a lot of cash. We asked the Multi-Material Stewardship Board for the numbers. Every year, more than 8 million pounds of glass is shipped out of province at an annual cost of about $250,000.
We're trying to lobby the government and say we can cut down on these carbon credits and money and keep the glass here in Newfoundland, and we'll crush it and turn it back to sand for a usable resource again.
This machine is really neat, but is this a technology that can scale up to meet the glass disposal needs of a province like Newfoundland and Labrador?
Absolutely. There's other equipment out there that once we get the membership base that we need, we can then go to investors and we'll have a facility that we'll set up.
That should be good, right?
For now, NewfoundSAND is setting itself up as a cooperative. You can join for a small fee or wait for their next public collection.
Before that, it always went in the garbage, right? Once you had the bin at the end of the driveway and away it went to the landfill.
Yeah, so we didn't like that at all.
Oh, you're caught. Oh my God. I know blue is not gonna be nice, hey? So you know what idea I got in my mind for later on? For my tiki bar. right? I don't want the regular sand because it's going to get muddy.
Yeah.
I need this product.
The idea that glass is sand, I think it just really resonates. Once people see it and they understand it, they're like, man, why haven't we been doing this forever? Why haven't we? Well, we're about to.
In the big picture of environmental problems, glass may be a grain of sand. But in a small province, there's no sense in throwing away money. That's why NewfoundSAND sees this glass as half full. Zach Gowdy, CBC News, St. John's.